too far ahead of myself. I'm excited. I want to know about this great book you've written, but I want to know, and my audience wants to know, how did Jesus Christ come into your life?
How did Jesus Christ come into my life?
Yeah.
I've been saved since I was 14.
Wow.
So
how did that happen? Tell me the experience. Tell me your testimony.
my testimony.
Sure.
I was raised in a church. I grew up in a church, so
Okay.
Jesus has always been a focal point in my life,
Okay.
and always been the base of all my convictions and everything. So, I've grown up learning the Bible, so I wasn't introduced to it later. He's always been there.
He's always been there.
Mm-hmm.
Amen. So connect the dots for me from the time that Christ came into your life till now. What has your experience been?
It's been an amazing journey. Once I do kind of let go and let God in a way, try to get out the way of myself and just follow Him and follow where He's directing me and what He places on my heart, I get more positive results instead of me trying to go about life how I expect to go about life.
Right. Now, you are an author, but you're more than an author because I see this beautiful baby named Faith that's on your Facebook page. Tell us a little bit about the book, and then we'll get into some more areas of family and friends. And you're married now. I mean, you've got a business going on. You work too. I think you do real estate, and you do a lot of different things. So tell our audience why we should get this book, and what's the title of the book?
So again, the book is Power and Poise. I don't know if you can see it. Oh, sorry. So again, the book is Power and Poise. Plan your future, build your wealth, create your success. This is a self-help book. It's about my personal relationship with money and my journey with money. It's a combination of just my own experiences with family and career and things like that, in combination with my education and my knowledge of finance. I've been in finance for more than 8 years now.
Wow.
I'm also a business professor. I've been a business professor for more than 4 years. So just a combination of things that I've learned the hard way, and how I implemented those in my life and what I was successful with.
So Power and Poise is this your first writing?
Yes, this is my first book.
Okay, and tell us what inspired you to do this.
What inspired me to do this? So it was a journey to writing a book. So right after I delivered my daughter, gave birth to my daughter 2 years ago, I really forced me to start implement what I've been teaching and what I've been, what my experience has given me over the years. It kind of really forced me to start thinking about my financial structure. So when she was born, I realized I wasn't really doing everything that I was teaching. I wasn't the doctors told me that I could have died. I could have just been gone.
Wow.
And she came 6 weeks early, and I was already scrambling, just trying to find coverage for work and trying to figure out what I was going to do. Because she came 6 weeks early, that means 3 less paychecks I get, and I'm going to get cut down to the short-term disability, and trying to scramble all that and find substitute for my classes and work. I was already scrambling, and then to add on top of that, the fact that my doctor said I couldn't have made it, what would my family would have did? I realized at that point, everything that I was teaching, everything that I knew about finance, I wasn't fully implementing it. So I became real aggressive. I started doing what I had to do to get my family more financially secure. And I was able to do it rather quickly. Like I just said, she was just born 2 years ago, and I was able to get together. And earlier this year, I'm going to say back in May, when my family and I had just got back from Disney World. We took my daughter to Disney World and let her run around the Kingdom Castle and the Princess Castle and all that. We had that experience, and it was just like this moment of just appreciation and gratitude that God gave me the knowledge and experience that I need I was able to get it all together in 2 years. And I was able to say, I'm exactly where I want to be in life. But it also was a sense of, incompleteness of how many other people my age can say that as well. When my 30th birthday was approaching in 6 months, and it was just, what can I do to make a bigger impact so that other people can kind of have this grateful moment as well. So, and that's when I started writing a book.
So finances play a major role in this thing.
Yeah.
And is it practical knowledge that you're sharing in the book, or is it some type of investments that we need to make? Tell us a little bit more about that.
Yes, it's very practical, very relatable knowledge. I go into just approaching credit scores, buying a house, buying a car. I do get into, investments, insurances, how to thinking about retirement, just everything. It's like adulting 101. Everything that we face as we approach adulthood, just different things that you face financially, how to prepare them. It breaks down different terminology that's used, because I know that was pretty intimidating for me at first. It's like a whole nother language when you get into the finance world, when they're getting to talk about, just different things, 401ks and Roths and traditionals and just different things, APR and credit scores and just all those different natures.
Now you're also an entrepreneur.
Yes.
So do you give some good practical entrepreneurial advice for those that are wanting to step out on their own and not work for somebody, but want to have their own business?
Yes. So when it comes to entrepreneurship and being able to step out and have your own business, it comes down to capital and building capital and having some type of stability and assets. So I do get into that. I am, like you mentioned, I'm a realtor. So I do mention, real estate and different ways to get income and supplement income and get residual income and things like that. So I do touch into there because to be able to be an entrepreneur, to be able to take that launch, you have to have some type of stability, some type of assets. You got to have your finances covered. So just getting that good foundation, that good base before you take that leap.
Yeah, one of the things that some of my business partners teach, they teach the fact that if your house is out of order, it's a good chance your business is going to be out of order. Is that true?
Exactly. I tell my students that all the time because I teach business courses, so I have a lot of students aspiring to be entrepreneurs. And I say, if you can't balance your own checkbook, you can't balance a business checkbook.
Right.
Like, if you can't manage your own finances, there's no way you're going to be able to run a successful businesses. And 85% of businesses fail within 5 years. And a lot of that has to contribute to the fact that they couldn't manage the finances.
Right. Now tell us about good credit and bad credit. Is there such a thing, or is that a fallacy?
No, there is such thing. There is such thing as good credit and bad credit. There's different ranges of what they consider bad and good and excellent. Those are the three criteria: bad, good, and excellent. So yeah, that is such a thing.
Well, what I meant was like how a person uses their credit. I mean, I've always heard that going out and buying the new Nintendo and clothes and things is a bad use of credit. But if you're using credit to start your business or to buy real estate or something that's going to turn over a profit, that's a good use of credit. Do you agree or disagree with that?
Yeah, you can definitely leverage credit in terms of investing. Cash is king, though. It's always good to have cash on hand, but you can leverage credit in a sense of depending on what kind of credit you're using. Like if you have a house that has equity in it, you're using equity, you're using value that you already own, opposed to just going out there and creating new debt. It's still debt, but you own that debt. So there is ways to leverage credits, but not on things like Nintendos and shoes and things like. If you're leveraging your credit to accumulate more assets, so it just depends on the return on investment. So say you're using $20,000 worth of credit to buy a $20,000 asset, but that $20,000 asset is going to generate you another $20,000, and you paid that back and then some.
Right.
So it comes down to the return on investment, which I do discuss that in my book, and I break it down so that it's easier to kind of digest and understand how to go about that. And
so you said that cash is king. So is it true that I can just, if I buy something 90 days, same as cash, is that still considered as cash?
No.
Really?
Not 90 days, same as cash. Is not cash. You're either going to use cash or.
But it doesn't hit my credit card after if I buy something for 90 days.
That's if you pay it off in 90 days.
Right. Is that considered still cash or is it still credit? What do you think?
If you can pay it off within that time frame, but
Sure.
the reason why they run promos like that is because they have the algorithms and the studies to prove that most people aren't going to pay it off in 90 days, so you're going to end up paying interest on it.
Wow.
So normally when it's some type of promo like that, the likelihood of you paying it off in 90 days is not likely, and that's why they offer those situations. So yes, it's same as cash if you don't pay interest and you do pay it off in 90 days, but if it exceeds 90 days and you end up paying interest, then it's not same as cash. You're paying somebody. So interest is the fee you pay for not having enough money. Right. You didn't have enough money to pay for it, so now they're going to charge you for it.
Got it. So you are also a professor. Now, where do you teach?
I teach at the local community college.
The local community college. Oh, awesome. And the title of the curriculum is business?
Just various business courses. I teach like intro to business, business communication, marketing, business law, just various courses that fall under that business umbrella.
Okay, so how did you get the title? I sort of think I know, but poise, power, and poise. How did you come up with that title?
So with power and poise, so I kind of just was kind of look at something about. I was kind of just in my studies and in my prayers and things like that. Just wanted the goal of the book is just to get people to really start getting serious about their finances. Really start doing something. It's in our control to make changes and put those processes in place. And power means to have the ability to do something, and poise means getting ready to do something. So
Right.
now the book equips you with that knowledge and that the skills and information you need to do something, but you gotta have to be poised about it and actually apply it. So I also tell my students, knowledge is not power. Knowledge is not power. Applied knowledge is power. So if you're giving information and you're not using it, where's
Right.
the power in that?
Exactly.
You have to actually apply it and implement in your life to actually experience the power of that knowledge.
So knowing something doesn't really mean power.
No, because it's just sitting floating around in your head. It's not.
Yeah, that's called wisdom if you use it, right? Mm-hmm. Awesome. Well, I am so happy to have you here in the studio. Tell the audience how they can get that book. Where can they find it? How is it available to them? Because I know there's some folks out there that want that power and poise.
So yes, so you can go to my website, TashaLWilburn.com. Again, that's www.TASHAL as in Larry, Wilburn, WILBURN.com, and you can pre-order it. It's not available until November 9th to my actual 30th birthday. That's when it'll be available, but you can go on there, you can do the pre-orders, and we'll get it sent out to you as soon as it's released.
Awesome. Well, any last comments that you want to share with our audience?
Any last comments? I decided to take a launch of faith. I call it the launch of faith because a leap doesn't really cover the distance.
Wow.
I'm a full-time financial planner now. So if anyone is interested in getting some more information or having a consultation with me to kind of really go over their finances and come up with a plan to prepare for you or prepare for your family, I decided to contribute to go into entrepreneurship full-time. I'm a full-time financial planner, and I would love to be able to meet you and help you, reach any financial goals you have set for yourself.
And is that with insurance, or is that also just with investments, or what?
Full.
Wow.
I'm doing it all.
You got Series 7 and all that stuff going for you. So.
Working on it all.
Awesome. Well, we want to thank Tasha Wilburn for just sharing her power and her poise, and she has a lot of posture, and she's quite poised, and she has a lot of power to share with you. So be sure to get in contact with her. We'll be sure to leave that information on our Facebook and in the title of the message. And I like to close like this: I love you, Jesus loves you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Until next time.